Okay, so we are live now.
All right. So, yeah, hi, good morning, everyone who's joining us for this session today. And welcome to the fifth day of Hacktoberfest 2020. So, as you might have known, the Hacktoberfest is a month-long celebration of open source software run by DigitalOcean. And it is an event which is about uh, giving open source contributions to all the repositories which are available globally on GitHub. So, uh, DigitalOcean organized this event for people to encourage them to participate and pull create 4 pull requests throughout this whole month, and which can be helped to thrive the open source contributions, which eventually is in a greater interest of the world to move into not just a materialistic code, but even free code to everybody where they can learn and create new things and explore. So it's the whole process is simple. We create full pull request over any public GitHub repo, and apart from it, you will be carrying some swags from DigitalOcean and Hacktoberfest, including a Hacktoberfest limited edition T-shirt. You can join anytime between the 1st and 31st October, and you create or join through any virtual event. Sessions like this are also be conducted with the help of various developer communities to help people get started into the tech and other tools that they will be needing to participate in this event. So for today's session, it's about Git and GitHub, which are two essential tools that are needed for any developer to work on. And here in this event also, it is really important. So I will be just giving a walkthrough of these tools and how you can use these tools to uh, participate in this event, as a learning resources which will be helpful for you throughout your development career. So starting with the GitHub. So this is a version control system. If we see what is a version control system, it's when there are multiple developers in the team, they work together. Often, sometimes they need to work on same code base. Means there is a one repo, a one code, and many developers are working on those repositories and those codes, and they have to push commits or push the changes. So to avoid that a same piece of function is not overwritten, or same work is not being done by many people who are not in a constant communication with each other, we can set up a version control system for that and help them navigate that. So while they're working, each developer needs to know what the changes that other developers mean, and not to duplicate their work or write any additional code which has already been done. So GitHub being one thing which helps them to serve as a saving program to their code, and where the signals of version to a product interact changes made over time to each file in the project. I hope it makes sense. It's a fairly simple thing. So the GitHub is a cloud-based open source repository, which help them to host all these core repositories online. Now coming to the Git is one of a very popular version control system used by many developers, and it has been used through since a long time, since 2005, and which is made by Linus Torvalds, who was the creator of Linux, to help developers to contribute to open source and share code of their. Much like the Oktoberfest event that we are doing, it's possible because of such tools that are created by such amazing people. So what Git does is Git creates code repositories to help developer edit, share, and publish code of all. So while Git is a sort of shovel that helps them to do such things. GitHub is the whole repository where all these changes were being stored. So, if you see how what are the steps that you will need to follow to work out on this Hacktoberfest event, is first thing will be to go and register on their website, and I suppose that is fairly simple and everybody will be doing. Here we will be discussing the second part, which is about Git and GitHub. So, first of all, you will have to create an account on GitHub. This is a website, I hope you can see, where you will have to click on the sign up button to join GitHub. So, you just create a username, give your email and password, and you will be set to go to create an GitHub account. Some of the features that Git provides here would be to write better code, doing pull request, which is essential thing that you will be needing to know if you are to participate in this competition or this event, more of an Hacktoberfest, and making changes, seeing what sort of updates, history, and blames that are being made, and discuss code with your fellow developers. And if you see about Git, and then Git is the tools that make it possible for you to comment or push code over these repositories. So in Git, it is fairly simple. There are certain commands. If you search Git, you can download it over your any laptop that you have, in which you will be able to communicate through the Git repository or the GitHub repository that is hosted over the cloud. So there are simple tools which are really there to clone the repository. The first thing will be there, then putting it over to your own a local computer, then making the changes and committing those changes to the your GitHub repo, which is cloned of the original repo, and then committing those changing by creating a pull request on their original GitHub repository. Those things in detail will also be discussed, so I hope you stay tuned.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Man Mohi, and now I'm going to take over from here. I'm going to share my screen in a while. Just a second. All right, so this is my GitHub account. I'm going to log in for you guys just to show you how you make a pull request and how you make it go eligible for Hacktoberfest. All right. So first of all, you should have Git installed in your system to use the Git command line. You can go to this website. It is called gitscm.com. You can just type in Git install in your search bar, and you'd be able to find the first one that you get is the one that you need to install. We use Git command line in order to interact with GitHub, not necessarily GitHub. Git is just a version control system, so it is not that you just interact with GitHub. Uh, there are other websites like GitHub, like Bitbucket. You can also interact with those from the Git command line. So basically, we are going to talk about Git command line a bit, and then we are going to move forward on how to make a pull request. So I'm just going to open Git Bash here just to show you how the command line looks. So this is how the command line looks for me installed on my system. So it basically it allows you to interact with your repositories from the command line itself. It has my name at the starting. It would be a little different for you on your systems. So there are some basic commands which Git command line offers you in order to interact with GitHub. So I'm just going to log in first and then let you know the rest of the things. Okay. So cool. So the first thing when you log in that you see is this sort of a UI, which can be pretty confusing for the ones who are using it for the first time. So here you go, there are repositories. Repositories are sort of buckets where you store your code. So here you see there are multiple folders, and these folders contain a lot of files. So what are these? This is the code. This is the code that is stored in one repository. So one GitHub account can host a number of repositories, and these repositories hold your code, and this code is stored on a cloud. You don't have to worry about losing the code, or you don't have to worry about maintaining the code. You can just Git is taking care of it for you. All right, so I'm taking this repository as an example for this stream. There is an option of forking, starring, and watching a repository. So what's that? We are going to talk briefly about that. When you fork a repository, you take a copy of that repository and store it in your GitHub account. When you star a repository, you are just making it more visible to people that this repository is good enough to check out. Okay, and when you watch a repository, every single change that is happening, every issue that is introduced in the repository, it is going to be, you are going to be notified about it via mail or whatever source you choose. So when you fork a repository, I've already forked this one. I'm going, just a second. Okay, so how do we do that now? Now we are going to fork a repository, and then we are going to see how, just a second. So